Welcome to my channel. Today is best top 3 coins. Please don't skip this video. So let's get it started. The 1991 new pence 2 pence coin featuring Queen Elizabeth II is an important piece of British decimal coinage history that connects the modern era of United Kingdom currency with the decimalisation reforms that took place in 1971. Although commonly referred to as the new pence, the 1991 coin does not actually bear the words new pence anymore, because this wording was discontinued in 1982. Instead, coins struck after that date simply feature the denomination in the form of 2 pence. However, many people, even today, still colloquially call it new pence to distinguish it from pre-decimal British coinage. The 1991 coin therefore represents the matured stage of Britain's decimal system and is part of the long-running design series that has made the 2 pence one of the most recognizable coins in circulation. The obverse side, the coin carries the third definitive portrait of Queen Elizabeth II, created by sculptor Raphael Maklauf. This portrait was introduced in 1985 and continued until 1997, so the 1991 issue falls within this period. The effigy depicts the Queen wearing the George IV state diadem, an ornate crown encrusted with diamonds and pearls, which she traditionally wore during the state opening of Parliament. Maklauf's design was noted for its more idealized and dignified presentation of the monarch, with greater detail given to her jewelry and hairstyle, giving the Queen a timeless and regal appearance. The inscription surrounding the portrait reads, Elizabeth II Dei Gratia Regina F. D. 1991, which translates to Elizabeth II, by the grace of God, Queen, Defender of the Faith. This Latin inscription reflects the long tradition of monarchical titles on British coinage. On the reverse side, the coin features the classic badge of the Prince of Wales, which consists of a plume of 3 ostrich feathers encircled by a coronet. A ribbon below bears the German motto Ich diene, meaning I serve. This design was created by Christopher Ironside, the artist who was commissioned to design the first decimal coins of the United Kingdom, introduced in 1971. Above the badge is the denomination inscription 2 pence, while the numeral 2 is positioned at the bottom of the design. The Prince of Wales's feather symbol is one of the most historically significant emblems in the British monarchy, dating back to Edward, the Black Prince, in the 14th century, and its placement on the 2 pence coin ties modern British currency with medieval royal traditions. The physical specifications of the 1991 2 pence coin are consistent with the decimal issues of its era. It is made of bronze, with an alloy composition of 97% copper, 2.5% zinc, and 0.5% tin. The coin weighs 7.12 grams, has a diameter of 25.91 millimeters, and a thickness of 1.85 millimeters. Its edge is plain smooth as with most low-denomination coins. These physical attributes remain standard for the 2 pence from its introduction in 1971 until 1992, when the Royal Mint began striking the coin in copper-plated steel instead of bronze as a cost-saving measure. Therefore, the 1991 issue was one of the final years of the original bronze composition, making it particularly significant for numismatists who categorize coins based on their metal content. From a historical and economic perspective, the 1991 2 pence was struck at a time when Britain was facing an economic recession following the late 1980s boom. Coins such as the 2 pence played an important role in everyday transactions, being commonly used in vending machines, transport systems, and for small purchases. Despite its low value, the coin circulation ensured its presence in virtually every household, purse, and cash register across the country. The coin therefore serves as a snapshot of ordinary life in the early 1990s, when bronze coinage still formed the bedrock of daily commerce in Britain. The Royal Mint struck large numbers of 2 pence coins in 1991, meaning they are not considered rare in circulated condition. However, coins in uncirculated condition, or those found in annual mint and proof sets, retain collector interest. Proof coins from 1991, struck with specially polished dies to give a mirror-like finish, are especially desirable to numismatists and are valued higher than circulated pieces. Collectors also take interest in any minting errors, such as off-center strikes, die cracks, or misstruck inscriptions, though such varieties are rare. In terms of design continuity, the 1991 coin represents the stability of Britain's decimal currency system. The 2 pence design remained unchanged from its first introduction in 1971 until 2008, when the Royal Mint redesigned UK coinage with a unified shield motif. As such, coins like the 1991 issue belong to the original Ironside decimal series, which has since become iconic and nostalgic for many collectors and members of the public alike. Overall, the 1991 2 pence coin featuring Queen Elizabeth II is not only a piece of circulating currency but also a reflection of British heritage, craftsmanship, and royal symbolism. Its bronze composition links it to the earlier phase of decimalization, Its obverse portrait captures the enduring dignity of the Queen during the Maklauf era, and its reverse design connects modern Britain with centuries-old heraldic traditions. While common in circulation, it remains a significant collectible in pristine condition and a vital representation of everyday life in late 20th century Britain. Next, the 1981 2-pence coin of the United Kingdom, commonly called the new pence coin, is a key part of Britain's decimal coinage history under Queen Elizabeth II. It represents the early period of decimalization, a major monetary reform that took place in 1971 when the United Kingdom abandoned the complex pound-shillings-pence system in favor of the simpler decimal system. The 1981 2-pence coin belongs to the generation of coins that still bore the inscription new pence rather than 2 pence. This is significant because only coins struck from 1971 until 1981 used this inscription, after which, beginning in 1982, the wording changed to 2 pence. Therefore, the 1981 issue marks the final year of the new pence legend, making it a historic end to a chapter in Britain's numismatic story. On the obverse side, the coin features the second definitive portrait of Queen Elizabeth II, designed by the British sculptor Arnold Machin OBE. This effigy was first used on decimal coins in 1968 and continued until 1984. The portrait shows a youthful queen wearing the Girls of Great Britain and Ireland tiara, one of her most famous royal jewels. Around the portrait is the inscription Elizabeth II Dei Gratia Regina FD 1981, which translates to Elizabeth II, by the grace of God, Queen, Defender of the Faith. The Machin portrait is elegant and dignified, capturing the Queen's poise during the early years of her reign. Collectors especially appreciate this portrait for its clarity and the timeless quality it lent to the coins of the 1970s and early 1980s. On the reverse side, the coin features the emblematic badge of the Prince of Wales, designed by Christopher Ironside, who created the reverse designs for the first decimal coins of the UK. The design includes 3 ostrich feathers rising through a coronet, with a ribbon below inscribed with the German motto Ich diene, which translates as I serve. Above the badge is the denomination inscription new pence, and below it is the number 2, indicating the value of the coin. This heraldic symbol has been associated with the Prince of Wales since the 14th century, and its use on the 2-pence coin tied Britain's modern currency to its royal and medieval traditions. The specifications of the 1981 2-pence coin remained consistent with the earlier decimal issues. It was struck in bronze, an alloy composed of 97% copper, 2.5% zinc, and 0.5% tin. The coin weighs 7.12 grams, has a diameter of 25.91 millimeters, and a thickness of 1.85 millimeters. The edge is plain, smooth, as is typical for low-denomination coins. This composition and design remained unchanged until 1992, when the Royal Mint switched the coin's composition to copper-plated steel to reduce production costs. Because of this, the 1981 coin is part of the traditional bronze era, making it particularly appealing to collectors. The mintage of the 1981 2-pence coin was very high, as it was struck for mass circulation to meet the everyday needs of the British public. This means that most 1981 coins found today in circulated condition hold only face value. However, coins that have been preserved in uncirculated or proof condition, such as those found in official Royal Mint sets, can carry additional value in the collector's market. Proof versions were struck with specially polished dies, giving them a mirror-like appearance, and are considerably more valuable and desirable than standard circulation strikes. From a historical perspective, the 1981 2-pence coin marks the end of an important era in British numismatics. Beginning in 1982, the Royal Mint replaced the new pence inscription with 2 pence, after public feedback and the desire to reflect the maturity of the decimal system. As such, the 1981 coin stands as the last new pence issue, which makes it symbolic of the early decade of decimal currency. For collectors, this makes it an important milestone coin, even though it is not scarce in circulation. In terms of cultural significance, the 1981 coin reflects how Britain's coinage connected both modern society and centuries-old traditions. The obverse links the coinage to the monarchy and Queen Elizabeth II, while the reverse ties the modern decimal system to the royal heraldry of the Prince of Wales. The everyday circulation of this coin meant that these symbols of national identity were carried in the pockets of millions, reinforcing continuity, tradition, and a shared national heritage. In summary, the 1981 2-pence new pence coin featuring Queen Elizabeth II is both historically and numismatically significant. It represents the final year of the new pence inscription, features the elegant Arnold Machin portrait of the Queen, and showcases the heraldic badge of the Prince of Wales designed by Christopher Ironside. While common in circulated condition, examples in uncirculated or proof sets are collectible, and the coin's role as the closing issue of the New Pence series ensures it remains a meaningful piece for anyone interested in British coinage. Next, the 1989 2-pence coin of the United Kingdom, featuring Queen Elizabeth II, is part of the decimal coinage system first introduced in 1971. By 1989, the coin was no longer inscribed with new pence as had been the case from 1971 to 1981 instead. The legend had already changed to 2 pence starting in 1982. However, many people still colloquially referred to it as a new pence coin, and this has remained a common term. The 1989 issue reflects the middle stage of Britain's decimal series, bridging the traditional heraldic designs of Christopher Ironside with the later modernized coinage designs introduced in 2008 on the obverse side. The coin features the third definitive portrait of Queen Elizabeth II, designed by Raphael Maclauff, which was in use on UK coinage between 1985 and 1997. In this effigy, the Queen is shown wearing the George IV state diadem, a regal crown encrusted with diamonds, pearls, crosses, and floral emblems representing the United Kingdom roses, shamrocks, and thistles. Maclauff's portrait was designed to emphasize the enduring dignity of the monarch and is characterized by its highly detailed features and a more idealized representation compared to earlier portraits. Surrounding the Queen's portrait is the inscription Elizabeth II Dei Gratia Regina FD 1989, which translates to Elizabeth II, by the grace of God, Queen Defender of the Faith. On the reverse side, the coin continues to carry the badge of the Prince of Wales, designed by Christopher Ironside. This emblem consists of 3 ostrich feathers rising through a coronet, with a ribbon below inscribed with the German motto Ich diene, meaning I serve. Above the badge is the denomination inscription 2 pence, while the number 2 appears below the design. This heraldic emblem has long been associated with the Prince of Wales dating back to the 14th century, and its use on the 2 pence coin linked the modern decimal coinage to Britain's deep royal traditions. This reverse design remained unchanged from 1971 until 2008, when it was replaced by the Royal Shield design. The physical characteristics of the 1989 2 pence coin remained the same as earlier bronze decimal issues. It was struck in bronze, composed of 97% copper, 2.5% zinc, and 0.5% tin. The coin weighs 7.12 grams, has a diameter of 25.91 millimeters, and a thickness of 1.85 millimeters. Its edge is plain smooth. These specifications were standard for all 2 pence coins from their introduction in 1971 until 1992, when the Royal Mint changed the composition to copper-plated steel due to rising production costs. Thus, the 1989 issue belongs to the classic bronze era of UK coinage, making it of special interest to collectors who distinguish between bronze and steel strikes. In terms of mintage and circulation, the 1989 2 pence coin was struck in large numbers for everyday use, meaning it is not rare in circulated condition. The Royal Mint produced millions of these coins to meet public demand, so finding one in circulation today is still quite common, though many may show signs of heavy wear. However, the collector's versions, such as those included in official Royal Mint proof sets or uncirculated mint sets, are much scarcer and more desirable. These coins were struck with extra care, often with mirror-like finishes, and are sought after by numismatists who value pristine condition and presentation. From a historical perspective, the 1989 2 pence coin represents Britain during a transitional period in its late 20th century history. Politically, this was during the final years of Margaret Thatcher's government, a time marked by major economic reforms and global influence. Economically, coins like the 2 pence continued to play an important role in everyday transactions being used in vending machines, parking meters, transport systems, and daily purchases. The coin also reflects the continuation of traditional symbols of monarchy and heraldry, reinforcing the United Kingdom's strong attachment to royal imagery in its currency. For numismatists, the 1989 2 pence coin is most valuable when found in high-grade condition. Circulated examples generally hold only face value, given the high mintage and availability. However, uncirculated coins can fetch a modest premium, and proof versions from 1989 Royal Mint collector sets are considerably more valuable. Additionally, as with many coins, minting errors such as misstrikes, off-center impressions, or die cracks are especially prized by collectors. Though such errors are rare. In cultural terms, the coin embodies a sense of continuity and familiarity. The 2 pence, introduced in 1971, became an essential part of everyday life for British citizens, and the 1989 issue was no exception. It carried into people's pockets the portrait of their queen and the heraldic badge of the Prince of Wales, two enduring symbols of British identity. Although modest in face value, its widespread use meant that it was handled daily by millions, making it a quiet but powerful marker of national heritage. In summary, the 1989 2-pence coin featuring Queen Elizabeth II is a significant piece of Britain's decimal currency. With its Maclauff portrait on the obverse, the heraldic Prince of Wales feathers on the reverse, its bronze composition, and its role in daily commerce, the coin represents both tradition and modernity. While common in circulation, the 1989 coin remains collectible in uncirculated or proof condition, and as part of the broader history of the new pence era, it continues to hold enduring numismatic interest. Thanks for watching my videos. Please subscribe my channel for more videos.